Hello. So my name is James Campbell, and I'm a writer. And I go to lots of schools, and people in schools, they call them children, ask me lots of questions. And one of the questions they ask me is, what happens if you're in the middle of something, and then you have a really good idea for a story, but you can't write it down? And this can happen to me. Maybe I am driving my car and then I get a brilliant idea for a story. I can't just pull the car over and then start writing a story and write the whole thing. You might be on your way to school and then you have a great idea for a fantastic story. What do? You can't just like sit down by the side of the road, get a notebook out and write a whole story. No. Or what if you're in a lesson, you're doing maths, and then you have this awesome idea for the best story ever? You can't just say, I'm not doing any more maths, I'm going to write my story. You'll get in terrible, terrible trouble. So what do? Well, what I do, and you can adapt this to whatever situation you're in, what I do is I just take 5 seconds to write it down. Not the whole thing. This is the thing. Don't try and write the whole story. Just try and write your idea for a story. Now, don't do a mind map. Don't do a story mountain. Those are all great for later on. But just for if you're in a situation where you can't sit down and do some writing, but you've had a great idea, try and write it down as one sentence. So let's say the other day I had an idea for a new Boyface book, and I was thinking it's about Christmas, it's a Christmas idea. I think Boyface and the Christmas Jumper is the title I'm working with, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if Clutie gets kidnapped, and in order to get her back, Boyface and Enteleki have to make the most beautiful Christmas jumper, and that's the only way that they can save their friends. Okay, so I could then just sit down and write the whole thing, but I wasn't in the right place to do that, so I could just write down Boyface and the Christmas jumper, Clutie kidnapped. That would be plenty. And then later on, when I'm at home or I'm sitting at my desk or at my computer and I say to myself, okay, I'm going to do some writing now, I can look at my note and go, oh yes, that idea. That note could be in your notebook. It could be something you do on your phone or whatever device you've got. You could even go old school and get a pen and write it on the back of your hand. And then that way you can remember. So when you get an idea for a story, you don't have to write the whole thing straight away, but if you write it down in one sentence, then you don't have to remember it. That's my tip for today.